Hello again. Hello again, everyone. I've still got a cold and cough. I'm sorry. I hope I managed to keep going for the rest of the video. I've been asked if I could go over a technique which I did a long time ago, whereby a die is used with an embossing folder. So what I did was use a flat-backed die with its matching stamp. So what I did was a couple of bits of card here for a card front. I have my rubber mat at the bottom of my sandwich. So onto that I'm going to put my piece of card. Onto that I'm going to put my die. This is, just an autumn leaf. And these embossing folders are just regular 2D embossing folders. And they're kind of innocuous. There's not much in the way of pattern on them, but it's an all-over sort of pattern. So kind of any would do, really. I'll try this one. It looks more like a bit like a snake skin or something, but we'll see. So I'm going to use the embossing folder open. And I'm going to pop it over the top of my card and my die. The die has its cutting edge facing down to the card and the embossing mat, the rubber mat. Onto this, I'm going to put my embossing plate and just run this through the machine. Okay. Whatever you do, make sure that your die is cutting side to the paper and not to the embossing folder. Otherwise you'll have a nice little shape cut into your embossing folder that you really don't want. Okay, let's have this out of here. So let's take that away. Take that away. And here we have our pattern. Plus we've got a flat bit where the die was. So now what I want to do is to stamp the coordinating rubber stamp into that flat area. So this is the stamp, and it's got a lovely texture on it. It's can you see it's got kind of bits that are missing. Just makes it a bit more interesting. I think I'll use my stamping platform for this to try and get it carefully positioned. So now then, this has got to go onto here. It's kind of difficult to see. You can almost feel if it's in the right position. I think that's okay. Try and pick it up. Doesn't want to come in. Put a little bit of... It's sticking more to the paper than it is to the plastic. Someone said to me, if they used glue stick on a stamp, when they came to stamp with it, it was sliding about. That means there's too much glue on there. You only need just a smear. Just a smear. That's really sticking to that. I'm almost inclined to just rub it with a bit. It feels a bit tacky, do you know what I mean? It just feels a bit... Let's do this. It's quite old, this stamp. It's an old, clearly besotted. I just don't want it sticking to the paper when I've got it in position, because it's going to jump out of position. I think that might be okay. Just trying to feel. Okay, let's try and pick it up now. There we go, no problem. Now, what to colour it with? I think I'll put a little bit of something greenish in the middle. Like that. And then I'll put some, I don't know, red something or other on the outside. What shall we have? Let's have I love Crackling Campfire as a colour. Let's put some of this around. I just don't want the straight lines. Okay, See what that looks like. I might do a bit of this kind of thing. I will put, there's a big gap there. I don't normally have a gap as big as that, but let's just put a bit more ink on there. I think that's the place. That's not too bad. Okay, now all I need to do is to cut this down, and obviously I can't die cut it because I will flatten what I've done there. So to cut it down and maybe put it onto a die cut panel, but it's an interesting technique, isn't it? It gives a lovely effect because the embossing is right up to the shape of the leaf. I'm just wondering whether to do a bit of glitter gloss on that. I think I will. I get carried away with this sometimes, but I think I would just like it to be a little shiny. I haven't got it lined up absolutely accurately, but I think it, you know, the impression is okay. This is nice. You can just see a little hint of sparkle, just very subtle, really rather nice. That's lovely. Okay, I'm going to cut this down, probably mount it onto another square, and then put it onto my card. I will put my card at the end of the video. Maybe I don't know if I'm going to have a sentiment or not really, but take a look at the end of the video and see what you think. It's quite a fun technique, but the warning is, please, please don't put your die into an embossing folder with the cutting side towards it, because you'll ruin it. Have the cutting side towards the paper. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you again very soon.